Most people, when they think of stone soup, they'll conjure up the children's story. I think most people are familiar with it. There are also stone soup recipes that people will sometimes follow, whereby one has an opportunity to use up leftovers from the fridge. So a typical stone soup recipe might have potatoes, whatever leftover veggies are handy, and maybe some cut up meat. And so essentially it is a hodgepodge soup that's likely to be different every time it's made. But I've used the term stone soup quite literally. One time a few years back, I was in a bit of a mental health hole. I had suffered some heartbreak. I was feeling quite depressed. And I got to a point where I was just sick of it. And it occurred to me that I had this old fossil in my basement that I had collected when I was a kid. It was a large, round, smooth, like a river stone that had cracked in half, and inside was preserved this fossil. Initially, I thought it was a shell of some kind, but looking at it again, I can see that it looks to be the ass end of a trilobite. So I've had this fossil hanging around for years. And on inspiration, I went down, rummaged around in some boxes, and I found this old stone with the fossil inside it. I brought it upstairs. I filled a cook pot with some water. I boiled the stone in the water for a few minutes until some of the minerals and some of the flavoring and the dirt from the stone had leached out into the water. From there, I added seasonings to the pot. I used meat and potatoes and a mixture of vegetables and fresh herbs, whatever I had to hand. I made enough stew for one person. Of course, I took the stone out after it had steeped or decocted in the soup for some time. I then took the soup and I ladled it out into a bowl. I sat down with it and I ritualistically consumed the stone soup. And as I did so, I visualized my heart becoming as stone. I imagined that I was becoming stone-hearted, that nothing could ever harm me again, that I would never again feel pain, that I would never again fall in love, yes, but most importantly, that I would never again be decimated, that I would never again be laid flat by someone else. The concept of fossilization is one that is very, very powerful to me.